Alright, so it's first day worked on this. I've been working on this for a few hours now, and I finally figured it out. This is the first time I've ever done anything with socket networking. I finally figured it out. So what I needed was a way for two computers to communicate on two different networks. Now, if we run this program, this is actually the client program, and I'm not going to show you the code above because it has my IP address. But you can see that it throws a connection exception, refuse to connect. That's because this is the client. It requires a server. So I'm on my Mac. You can't see it right now, but I'm on my Mac, and I have terminal open. So I'm just going to do cd space, and I'm going to drag the folder with my jar file in it that contains the server jar that I made. And I'm going to type in java minus jar and type in socket underscore networking underscore server dot jar. Press enter. Now it's going to start running. So now let's rerun this client, and you will see that that if we wait a second, we won't get an exception. Instead, if we type in test, it'll say message received. Now, you can't see it right now because you can't see the MacBook, but from my point of view on the Mac, it says client said test, which is client colon space test. Now, if we type in message from client on ports 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll say message received, and then on my laptop here, the MacBook, it says message from client on port 1, 2, 3 received. Now my MacBook is actually on Gup and Lore, on the Wi-Fi network, Gup and Lore, and this other one is on Spectrum Sucks, which shows that it can work across networks. So that's interesting. So, I actually had to plug in my IP address for my laptop up into the into the socket for my client in order for it to work. Now, how it's going to work is there's going to be a variable that's going to change IPs depending on who you're connecting to. That way, you can connect to different people. Now, I know this is not secure and unreliable and is just inviting hackers to come in. Now, just a reminder, this is again for Steam battalions. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to have an encryption and decryption, which I will not share on this channel simply because that would compromise the game's integrity. I don't know how to say it. It would make the game vulnerable for people to decrypt the IP scrambler or encryptor. But yeah, there's going to be a whole algorithm that will encrypt and scramble the IP that you're sending in, and basically how it's going to work is when you start a server, it's going to return to you the IP that that you're giving to your friends, right? And this IP, right? This IP will be your IP for your computer. However, it's not exactly your IP because it's going to be scrambled and encrypted. And I'm not going to tell you how, but it's going to encrypt in many different ways, and there's going to be multiple ways that the computer will encrypt it, and it will also send that message along with the encrypted IP. So what it's going to wind up giving you is a bunch of numbers or maybe a bunch of letters, who knows. We'll see. But it's going to randomize the encryption process along with the encryption process scrambling and randomizing your IP. So in the end, it's going to be completely hidden, or I hope so. But yeah, it's working. I'm very happy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.